Hey guys, it's Chris here from Solarproof. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a load profile in Solarproof using the profile creator. So if you open up your Solarproof dashboard and click this button here, create profile, you can do it at any time. You don't have to be within a quote to get started. You'll see this screen here. It shows Monday to Friday, 9 AM to 5 PM, and it's got all these bars. Now, these bars represent the shape of the profile that we're going to be creating when it's an active time. So what I mean by that is if we're within active hours, then the profile is going to assume a shape similar to what we set up here. If you hover over any of these bars, you'll see what time it represents, 6 AM, 7 AM, and the value here actually doesn't matter. What matters is perhaps the ratio between what's down here, down low, and the active component, if you will. So once we're happy with a certain type of shape for our active time usage profile, we can start to define better our active times. So for a business, that might be Monday to Friday, or it might be, half of Saturday as well, which we can't do with this here. But if we click on advanced, I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But for a start, if you can set it up Monday to Friday, 8 AM to 5 PM or whatever the time is, then you might be good to go with just this. And then you can select some basic options like seasonality for a summer peak or a winter peak, or you've got a few options here. What kind of a base load you expect, and what kind of kilowatt hours per day this customer is using. So this is pretty basic options, but if we hit this advanced button, you'll see there's a whole bunch of other options now. We can actually define monthly, base load, daily averages, and usage averages for each day in January, for example. So they might use 28 kilowatt hours per day in January, 26 kilowatt hours per day in February, and so on. If you want to as well, or if you have the information, you can enter in demand for each given month, and that'll just try to make sure that, for January, for example, if we put in 100 kilowatt demand, it's going to try to make sure that one of these peaks hits 100 kilowatts, and so on. So sometimes this is really handy if you have 12 months worth of bills but you don't have the interval data. You can get a really accurate profile done using this here. The other thing we can do is set some inactive times. So if they're on holidays, for example, you can set that up. You just hit the date range that they'll be on holidays for, maybe a few weeks in January, add those dates, and then you can change it. Maybe they start actually in December, so you could say December 12 to December 31, so all the way through to 21st of January. And then, so this next bit down here is where I mentioned the half of Saturday working. So the time, if we want more than just Monday to Friday, or we just want to customize this a little bit more to handle a more complex consumer of electricity, then we can actually paint it in. So down the side we've got Monday down to Friday, 7 rows, and the columns represent each hour of the day, so midnight to 1, and so on, 1 AM, 2 AM. Now if we just click on any of these here, we can toggle it, so maybe they only work half of Friday, that's what that looks like, and half of Saturday as well. Or if they open early on a Monday, you can get a really good picture of what their profile is, and it's really easy to do. So now if we're happy with that profile, we just hit create. The profile's been downloaded, so if we have a look, I'm just looking in my directory for the download. and selecting that one, and there we have it. Goes into the system, no worries at all. You can see the holiday period starting there in December, finishing over here, seasonality kicking in. So that's it. See you next time. Thanks.